Hi, welcome to the web design case study. We are going to talk about web interface sketches. This is a list of suggestions how you should use this video. Everything about this video and this project can be found here at this URL. It's case sensitive. I've loaded a website here. Okay, so and everything that we did is stored in C10 Web Design 2024. And we finished the color palettes. We talked about the site structure, and we also did the visual research and downloaded the example sites and did the screen captures. So now you know what the site structure is like. I mean, what the client wants. You know roughly what kind of example sites they like, and you also did a color palette. So now is a good time to sketch what the clients want. So here we have a bootstrap sketch paper template, okay, which actually is from an external site. So what you can do is come to here and then download this bootstrap sketch paper template. I'm going to save it into my C drive, temp, web design 2024. Church 13, I'm sorry, church, yeah, 13 sketches. Save it there. So now we have a file here. If you open up, it's a PDF file, so you should open it in Adobe Acrobat. And as you can see here, this is a bootstrap template designed for 1200 pixels. Okay. All right, maximum 1200 is kind of approximate. As you can see here, they put a 30 pixel scatter. Okay. Kind of approximation, not exactly the same as what the bootstrap offers you. So if you look at our bootstrap framework site, oops, sorry, not here. Richard's bootstrap framework site, we have a link to the grid system they have. Okay, 1200 pixel is the XL. So this template is good enough to design anything or you want to design a website that is for 1200 pixels for XL. If you want to design for XXL, you will need a different template, but for our example, we are just going to design it for XL. Any screen that's 1200 pixels, so we should be good. Okay, so we're going to use this template. So what happened is okay. So what happened is you are going to draw on it, and then you are going to sketch out the design for your client. Obviously, I'm not going to draw it here on a computer because I will need a drawing pad and it will take a long time. So I just print it out and draw it on paper. So at the end of the day, if you're designing a website for a church, this is what you will get. This is what you should draw, right? So let me save this into C10 Web Design sketch. So I'm going to save it there. So this is the output. After drawing for 2 or 3 hours, this is what I have. Okay. So as you can see here, I draw vertical lines to mark the gutter, Okay, so that is sketch for 1200 pixels. My design container is 1140. Okay, it's not accurate actually. Here I actually draw for 1200, but you know, for sketch it's good enough. Okay, we are 16 pixels difference, but we are good enough. So your gutter is 30 pixels. When you draw boxes or put images around it, you have to at the edge of the gutter. You cannot put things in the middle of a gutter because in Bootstrap framework they cannot cut in the middle of the gutter. So as you can see here, this image is at the edge of the gutter, and the gutter is 30 pixels. It has to be 30 pixels. You cannot cut them into like 15, or you cannot put this image in the middle. That's not going to work. So as you can see here, it's designed for 12 column layout. Bootstrap is 12 column, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 columns. And then it's easy to divide into half, right? So this is half, and this is half. Half will be like six columns. And it's also easy to include 12 columns. So my top banner will be 12 columns. It's okay to do 2. So 2 here. As you can see, I stop at a gutter. So 1 column, 2, 2. When you do 2, you'll get 6. Okay, 6 pictures. Or you can divide them differently. Like here, I have 2, 2. I have 1, 1, and so on and so forth. Here will be 6 columns. So 1 and 1, so 2, 6 columns. So this is my layout, taking into consideration of the Bootstrap framework, and anything that I want to cut must stop at a gutter. Okay. So then I present to the client. The client say, okay, I really like it. That's great. Okay. That's great. Okay. And I show the client. Normally, if you're designing, probably you should sketch 2. Okay, just to show the client. But I'm running an example, so I'm just going to do 1. Okay. The client say, okay, I like it. Go ahead and start building the prototype in Photoshop. So that's why you go back and do that. Okay. But to do this website, you need a lot of images. How do you get these images? For example, here and all these images and all that. Okay. So what you can do is you can actually search for these images. That's the next step. So you show the client the sketch. Client like it. Now we go search for images. A good place to search images is unsplash.com. If you go to unsplash.com and look at and search for images, Unsplash is a website that actually allow you to use images for free. So if you come over here and look at about, and they say that Unsplash is a platform, you know, blah blah blah, and Unsplash license, free to do whatever you start with. So if you look at Unsplash license, they will say that all photos can be downloaded and used for free, commercial and non-commercial purposes allowed, and no permission needed. You don't have to ask for permission. You don't even have to attribute the image to the author. This is very rare, and that makes images on the Unsplash website really safe. Okay. So remember that you cannot just grab any images out of the internet for free. Okay, for example, let's say you want to go and look for, you say, hey, I really like images of my singer. I want to use, let's say, I don't know, Justin Bieber, right? So you say, hey, I really like his face. I want to download it and use it for my website. You cannot do that. Okay, if you do that, you probably get sued and you won't make any profit for your website. So make sure you use images from, you know, really free websites for Unsplash.com. Also, another thing is also beware of licensing issues. Okay, there are a lot of traps on the internet. Or some websites say that the images are free. It's not really free. Okay. Okay. So for example, a typical images you can use that safely use is like unsplash.com. You know, it's safe. Another place and other images, other license you can use for free is called public domain. Okay, public domain license, you can find it under allfreedownloads.com. Okay, if you search for public domain, okay, let's say you like this one, you look at it. Nope, sorry. So as you can see here, so this one is under public domain license. Okay. I don't need to go Shutterstock. So what is the public domain license? All right. Public domain license means any software that has no legal copyright editing restrictions are free and open source, can be publicly modified, distributed, and sold without any restrictions. So that is good. All right. And so public domain is okay. All right. What do you mean by free? It's not really free. Another place, a lot of places you see license that is Creative Commons. Okay, those are not really free. So if you look at creative license, they have different levels of creative license. Okay, so a lot of creative license is wait, let me find CC0. Okay, the only one that's really free is public domain. Okay, why is that so? Because the only one is really free is public domain, which is CC0. That means you don't have to give attrition to the author, and you allow you to do all the other things. Anything other than CC0 is not really free. You have to give credit to the holder or even ask for permissions. So be very careful about everything else. Personally, I would avoid Creative Commons license. Okay. So personally, I would say because there are a lot of traps there. Okay, there are some law firms using Creative Commons licenses, having some kind of predatory, some kind of practice that's not really right. They put up a CC1 license, say it's free, and then you use it, but you didn't give the you didn't give the attribution, you didn't acknowledge the author, they will send you a legal letter for asking you for money and all that. So it's really bad. Okay, so be very careful when you do that. Okay, so just avoid CC. I would say avoid Creative Commons altogether, unless you're 100% sure it's with CC0. But even that, a lot of them are not free. And also be careful about royalty free. Royalty free is also not free as well. Okay, so be careful when you use that. All right, so now let's say you find an image. What are you going to do? Okay, so you come over here. Let me close all this. You go to Unsplash. And then you say, I want to look for a church, right? You know that all the images here are good with no copyright issue under Unsplash.com. You want to use it. So you find church. Be careful. After you do that, all the things on top here, actually you need to pay because they are for iStock. So avoid those. Come over here. So these are really free. Let's say you like this church image. Okay, what you can do is you can download for free. All right. And make sure that it is free to use under Unsplash license, so that you download this. And then you can go and let me put it into my CTEM Web Design 2024 Church 14 photo image collection here. Drag over here. If you look at the image, let me say I want to view large icon. This is the image you want. If you look at the image and look at details, you can see this image is high resolution. It's really high resolution because it is 2,700 pixels times 4,000 pixels. So it's huge, right? It's definitely bigger than your computer screen because your the boost just now when we do the sketch is only 1,002. So if it's big, you can actually get part of it, okay, and without sacrificing the quality. If it's small, you cannot make it bigger, but if it's big, you can make it smaller. So that is good, right? So in this way, you can, go and find the images you want to use it for your website later. How to use it for your website later? You can use those images and say you want to use part of it for the banner, so on and so forth. You want to use part of it for the logo. So this what these images are for. So I'm not going to go search for images and use it for the design right now. Because that will take a long time and make my video really long, which I don't want. So I have a list of images here. Under download images, so I'm going to download this. Okay, it will take a while. After the images are downloaded, I'm going to drop them here. Just imagine that all these images I just downloaded are the result of my search. Okay, from say unsplash.com. Okay, just imagine that. Obviously, I don't have time to do such a long video of search photographs. All right. So you can download my photographs. So some of these photographs are free. Some are real. Like I actually took this one. I actually took this image. Okay, and we are going to use that for, I'll sketch this part, so on and so forth. So just imagine that you downloaded these images, some taken by you by camera, which takes a lot of time, or some are just go to unsplash.com and search and download those. So you have all the images. Later you're going to use this for your design. Okay, here. All right. Okay, so that's just make sure that your images, just make sure that your images are from unsplash.com, okay, or they are from public domain license. And please avoid the Creative Commons licenses. There are a lot of traps there. You'll get into trouble. Okay, get into copyright issue. Some law firms may sue you for money, and just because whatever you put on the internet, people can find it. Okay, and yeah, just not very good. Okay, so the images you should use should be from splash.com, or should be under public domain license. And free is not really free. Avoid Creative Commons licenses. Okay, so we have our images ready. So the next step is we can go and build our prototype in Photoshop. Okay, and that is a good place to stop. Thanks for watching this video. I see you back soon. Bye.